Hey everybody, it's Angela, and I am back with a quick tutorial on how to make a junk journal out of these file folders, classification folders. And I got these at the Goodwill for $2.99, and there's 5 of them in here. I'm only going to use 3 to make this junk journal. I also have this cardstock, this craft cardstock. I got a pack of it for $1.99 at Tuesday Morning, and it's a nice weight cardstock. And then I also have some craft file folders. These are just, from the office supply store, really inexpensive recycled folders. And so those are the supplies. And then some of the tools I'm going to use are, I have this 2-hole punch, and I got this at a thrift store. It's a nice heavy duty punch. These classification folders are kind of an older style. Not many people use them as much, so you can find these kinds of supplies at the Goodwill. And here are a box of the prongs, the metal prongs that I got, some wide ones there that have sticky back on them, and then some of these thinner ones. And that was a box I got at the Goodwill for 99 cents as well. And it has the little clasp holders in there. Or I got that one for $1, I guess. And then I got another whole box for 99 cents, the prong fasteners, along with the prong holders. And if you've never seen these before, because these are kind of an older style office supply, I'll show these here, how they're used and how it goes together. But they're really inexpensive, and you can find them a lot of times at thrift stores. So yeah, these are all the supplies I'm going to use. Oh, I got that punch for $1. So yeah, they're really, easy to find. And so I'm going to use some score tape to stick these together. And I just want to show this. I've had several people ask me how I fastened the folders together. And I think Juliana just recently asked me. Hi, Juliana. And so, yeah, I thought I'd go ahead and show this. These ones happen to be green. I found some blue ones at the Goodwill, and then I have some just manila colored ones that I got on clearance at Staples once. You can see they have 2 nice craft partitions, and then there's the metal prongs at the top of each page. So you can fit a lot of stuff in these. There's the prongs. They're not folded up yet. And what's neat about these is you can see these gussets right here in between each one makes it able to expand, and see how on the outside it can expand, and you can fit a lot in there. The gussets are already done. They're professionally made. They're going to stay together and stuff. It's a real heavy duty cardstock on the cover, or chipboard almost on the covers. So yeah, so it's just a really good material for using this. If you don't have a binding system already, this works perfect, and you can fit a lot of stuff in here. Now it's not like, it's a little more casual style. It's not going to be a real precise, because these things are on prongs. They're going to be tight, but they're not going to be like bound tight. So it's going to have a little bit of slop or play in it. So, if you're one of those people that wants it really, really precise, this might not be the journal for you. But if you're into junk journals and stuff, this is a great one to play with, because you can just put all kinds of little memorabilia, newspaper clippings. This would be great for all those recipes that you print out off the internet, because you could just, punch them in your 2-hole punch there and just stick them in prongs in different categories. You could put main dishes in one section and, kind of stuff. This would be great for kids' artwork, because you could, just punch it and put it in here, and it can really expand to a large size. You could get a lot in here. So as you can see, this is score tape. It's just a really super sticky double-sided tape. So there's also a red line tape that you can get at like Michael's and other places. You can get a double-sided sticky tape. Just something real sticky. And I have this wider one I put around the edge until I ran out, because that was the end of my wide version. And I have a little bit thinner one I grab here, and I'm just putting it on the back of 2 of the file folders, and I am going to use a lot of it, because like I said, I only have to do 2 pages here, and it's you know, I plan on putting a lot of stuff in here, so it needs to be able to take a little bit of stress. So there's all the score tape I'm going to use. And then I actually come back and put some stick glue in those blank spots in between, but I'll do that here in a minute. And oh, I'm looking for my bone folder, which I couldn't find, so I found the thing used for my scoring machine, but I just want to burnish that down a little bit. It's easier to peel the paper off if you've kind of burnished it, and then it just makes sure that it's all stuck down really good. And remember, there is a top to these. You want your prongs to be on the top, so when I go to stick two of them together, I do kind of double check that the prongs are at the top. So remember, there is an upside and a downside on these. So there I go, I just putting a little glue stick in between. I like to have a little wet glue along with you know, one of these sticky tapes, because the sticky tape, you know, it stays sticky and never fully dries, you know, but sometimes in a more humid climate it doesn't work as well. And wet glue, you know, and sometimes it wants to pop off, so I like to hedge my bets and put some of each a lot of times. And so there you can see I just matched one file up to the next and stuck them together. So I'm pulling this off the back of this partition, putting a little stick glue in between, and of course I run out, I have to get another glue stick, but I'm just putting it on the back of this partition, and then I will match it up to the front of this next folder. So there I am, making sure my prongs are at the top, kind of match them, line them up as best you can, and there you go, it's stuck together. So now I have 3 of them glued together. You can see I have all those gussets, so it can really expand, take a lot of stuff in there. And now I'm going to go into a few of the options you can do that I've done to my nature journal. See how these gussets have a little flap on the inside? What I do is I take some thin double sticky tape, some thin score tape, and put it on here. And I put it across the whole thing and then realized that I really didn't need it that long a piece. And you can see I'm going to take a piece of my cardstock, and I want to make an extra page in here. And then I realized that yeah, I had actually a little bit too much score tape. It would have stuck out at the end, so I'm just going to peel a little bit of it back and snip it off. So yeah, I should have kind of looked at what my page length was first. But there, so I have my sticky tape, and I put that on, and this is just an optional thing, just another idea. So that gives me now another page within my journal, and you could do that on each of these gussets in here. It gives you a place to stick another page if you so desire. And then another option is with these file folders. And on this outside one, I have it opening on the left. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take about an inch off the front flap. And I'm just measuring there to make sure an inch will go below those prongs. So I'm going to take an inch off just that front side of the flap. So I'm taking it over to my cutter and taking that inch off. And then that way that top part won't be in the way when I go to fold it up. And you'll see here in a second how that's going to work. So I'm just cutting that top inch off. It's taking me a long time for some reason. There we go. So you can see I just took it off the front portion of that. And now on this back flap, I'm going to score it at an inch just to make it so that when it folds up nice and neatly. So you can see there the little bit of a score that I've got on there. So now when I fold that, I get a nice, even, crisp edge. And then since this is going to be on an outside flap, I look at where I want it positioned on that flap, fold the prongs kind of up so I can see where they go, and that's where I kind of want to punch it. So I stick it all the way in there and punch it. Now this file folder will be a little bit too long, so I'll trim it off here in a second. But fold the prongs down and oh, it skipped ahead a little bit there, but I just made a line as to how much that file folder hung out the bottom, and now I'm trimming that off. So now it'll be nice and flush with the bottom of my folder. I don't know why that skipped ahead there. So there, now I've got an extra flap and it folds up nicely. And you can put as many of those inserts in there as you want, or as few as you want. And then when I put it on this interior partition, I want my file folder to open on the right hand side, whereas that front one I had it open on the left. So now I'm going to show another option, and because you've got this 2-hole punch, and you don't need a 2-hole punch, you could just mark it and do it with a single hole punch. It just made it easy for a buck. I went ahead and picked up a 2-hole punch. But now I'm just putting 2 holes in the tab portion of my file folder, and I'm going to make a little mini flip book on the edge there. So I'm going to take my cardstock and just cut a few pages for my mini book. So there we go. And then I'm also going to score these so again they fold up nice and straight. So you can see there's a little bit of a score I'm putting on there. And that's perfect. So I just want to go ahead and punch those. So I'm just going to center them in the punch. And then I'm going to take the prongs that I got from the Goodwill and stick those through there, slide on my things, and then these holders, the way these work, and mine were stuck there a little bit, I had to take them off and get them unstuck. There we go. Is it just slips on down, and then you put the prongs down, and then those little things hold it so your prongs stay nice and tight. And there I have my little flip book on the side, so you can add those anywhere in your folder. So it's just another option of something you can make. So now I'm going to go ahead and again I'm going to take 1 inch off of just the front side of this folder. Instead of doing it on my trimmer, I'm just making a line and cutting along it. And then I'm going to score the back so it folds nice and evenly. And then I'm going to kind of again measure where I want this, since this is an interior page. I just kind of make a little mark about where the prongs are. And then again, I will have to trim off the bottom because these file folders are a little bit longer. So you can see I just close the book, draw a line against it to see how much I need to trim off. And then just put it on my trimmer. And there you go. You know, I can move this around whatever partition I want it to be in, and I can make as many of them as I want. And they all flip and fold out, and I have a little flip book here. You know, I can put more on each side. I could put several flip books down the center of one of those. Because I've scored it, everything folds nice and neatly. But yeah, this would be perfect for kids' artwork or recipes. I'm going to use this one since it's green and I'm using all the craft in it. I'm going to use it for the farm. Put different years, maybe different harvests, or maybe I'll do it by crop. Put wheat in one section and beans, or working on machinery, or just things we're doing out there in the farm, and use it for that. Just different memorabilia and photos and newspaper clippings and information off the internet. A lot of times I take the information I print from the internet and I just take the sheet itself and put 2 holes in it and fasten it right into one of the partitions. It works really well. So anyhow, I just thought I'd go ahead and show this because it is kind of an old school sort of file folder system, and it does work great for someone who doesn't have a binding system but wants something that's tough and kind of professionally bound and expandable, and just a different take on doing a junk journal. So that is my finished product. And if you have any other questions or anything, just leave me a comment down below, and I'll make sure to link this to I'll link my video of the wildlife folder that I've been doing using this system, and I'll link that down below so you can take a look at one that's got stuff inside of it and what that looks like. So anyhow, thanks again so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys again later. Bye.